Now, we're almost finished. You've only got 2 more questions to go. So this one says subtract 648 from 1,240 and write your answer in the space below. Now, that looks like an easy question. Is an easy question. You know how to do take away. You know how to do take away 3 digits away from 4 digits. You know how to do that. So many children make mistakes in this because they don't line up their columns. So I'm going to start off with the biggest number. You will have done this on your rough work page. And then I'm going to take away 648. So the 6 is in the 100 column. Do not put it in the 1,000 column. I'm actually going to label them for you so that you can see, okay? All right, so the 6 goes into the 100 column and 48, all right? And it's telling us to subtract, so it's asking us to take away. I'm going to put a 0 in there to remind me that there's no number in there, all right? So 8 from 0, well, you can't take 8 away from 0. If you didn't have any sweets, you couldn't eat any of them. So what would you have to do if you fancied a sweet? You'd have to go to your friend or go next door and borrow, and that's what we're going to do, okay? So 8 from 10 is 2. 4, and remember we borrowed, so this is a 3, so you maybe can't see very clearly the way I've written it here. I left my whiteboard in school, I'm really sorry, I'll have to make sure I bring it home. So 4 from 3 you cannot do. Again, we're going to borrow, so that now becomes 13. 4 from 13 is 9. 6 from 1 we cannot do, so we're going to borrow next door. So 6 from 11 is 5. And that's 592. Now, obviously, if you had time at the end of the test, if you had your test finished and there was 10 minutes to spare, then you would be going through your test to check. And one of the things that I tell the boys and girls, especially in questions like this where you can easily make a mistake if your columns aren't nicely lined up, do the opposite and see if you can come out with the answer, one of the parts in the question. So, I've worked out 592. If I add that to 648, I should get 1,240 as my answer. So just let's check and make sure. 8 and 2 is 10. 9 and 1 is 10. And 4 more is 14. 6 and 5 is 11. And 1 more is 12. So I know I've got that right. Now you would not do this bit unless you had time to spare at the end of the test, okay? This is the bit that you're doing only if you had time to spare, because otherwise, yes, you might get lots and lots of them right, but you might not get your test finished and you'd be throwing away marks, all right? So John is making a playlist of his favourite songs. I suppose nowadays you'd be making things on Spotify of your favourite songs. The duration of the songs are listed in the table. Now, duration just means how long something lasts, okay? How long is the song? So here we go. Song 1, 3 minutes, 15 seconds, and so on. Assuming there is no other time added between tracks, so at the end of song 1, it immediately jumps onto song 2, song 3, and song 4. What is the total playing time of the playlist? Now, remember what I said in one of the other questions? Be very careful. 60 minutes is an hour, and in this case, 60 seconds will be a minute. So I'm just going to write 60 up here to remind myself to be careful of that, okay? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start adding up the seconds, and I can do these easily. So 15 and 10 is 25. 25 and 25 is 50. And another 25 is 75. So I have got 75 seconds. Now, hold on a minute. I said I had to be careful because 60 seconds made a minute. So I need to change this into seconds and minutes. We know that 60 seconds makes a minute. So I know I have to add on another minute here. And how many seconds am I going to have left? Well, 75 take away 60 is going to be 15 seconds. And now I'm going to add up my minutes. So 3 plus 2 is 5. And 3 is 8. 4 is 12. And 1 is 13. So I'm just going to double check. 3 and 2 is 5. And 3 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12, and 1 more is 13. So it's 13 minutes and 15 seconds. Okay. Now, that was your first transfer test. It was only 20 minutes long, so it was just a little simple one to start off with. Now, you might be sitting at home thinking, oh, do you know what, Mrs. Humphrey? That wasn't too simple for me. as I said in my explanation video, it's like riding a bike. There is no baby who can ride a bike straight away, okay? You have to make sure that you practice on the stabilizers. In our house, we took one stabilizer off and we practiced with one stabilizer. Then we took 2 stabilizers off. There were a few tears, and then eventually the boys were able to ride a bike. So you will be able to do these much quicker and much more accurately. This is just the first test, and I am so proud of you getting this far. Rewind this wee video. Go back again over something that you maybe got wrong or something that you didn't understand. And if you still don't understand something, then send me a message in Seesaw and I'll do my best to help you. But everything's in the video, and go back and look over it if you're stuck, okay? Thank you for listening. I hope that made sense. Bye.